Now, the House of the Dragon story might be changing. And I'll tell you why. Because from what I know about the books, what I heard about the books, in the House of the Dragon, it was supposed to be a normal girl called Nettles who's supposed to get one of the dragons, the wild dragons, Sheep Stealer. And here's a few spoilers for the series. But apparently she's supposed to have an affair with Damon, and Rhaenyra's gonna get jealous of her, and there's a whole mess that's gonna happen because of this in the series. But it seems like that might not be the case. And instead of Nettles, Damon's younger daughter is gonna be the one who gets Sheep Stealer, because at the end, very end of season 2, we see Damon's daughter going face to face with Sheep Stealer, and well, she's been wanting a dragon for a while now, and it seems like they're setting it up so that she'll get the dragon. I mean, I'm not sure how else that's gonna end. Either she gets the dragon, Sheep Stealer, or Sheep Stealer kills her. I mean, that's kind of the two options when you go near a dragon. So, and this is honestly interesting, and this makes me wonder if there's going to be other changes in the series. Now, Damon's daughter getting Sheep Stealer and replacing her with Nettles is a kind of a big move. You're really changing a lot about the story because of that. And there is honestly some stuff that I would like to see changed in the series. But don't get me wrong, I want most of the stuff to stay the same, especially considering everything that happened in Game of Thrones and how, well, it didn't have a story to follow, and when things went wild, and it became a complete disaster, let's face it. And for House of the Dragon, it does have a complete story, and we do know how the story ends. And again, this is a bit of a spoiler, but I'm gonna say what's gonna happen at the end. At the end of the series, Rhaenyra is supposed to be killed by Aegon at Dragonstone. Well, not Aegon exactly, but is a dragon, Sunfire, who's still alive but dying. He's gonna burn her alive, and that's gonna be the end of Rhaenyra. And Aegon becomes king, and then some people in his court kill him, and then Rhaenyra's son ends up getting crowned king by, well, I'm a bit confused by who's gonna do that, but yeah, that's how the story is supposed to end. But honestly, that doesn't feel like a satisfying ending. And especially considering everything happened with Game of Thrones, we want a satisfying ending for the series. And Rhaenyra dying at the end of the series and not becoming queen, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of the entire series, don't you think? I mean, if Rhaenyra died and Daemon became the king, and well, that would have been understandable. It wouldn't have been perfect, but would have been understandable. But no, again, spoiler: Daemon's gonna die fighting Aemond. Well, we assume that he's dead. We don't hear from him ever again. But yeah, Rhaenyra dying kind of seems like a waste, especially considering this whole thing started with her and Aegon fighting for the throne. Well, actually, her and Alicent fighting for the throne, but yeah. And at the end of the series, Alicent actually remains alive. Alicent's one of the people who are part of the war that's still alive. That's honestly insane. She's alive, and Rhaenyra, Daemon, all of Alicent's children, they're all gone. The only people left are, one targets left are Daemon and Rhaenyra's son, and Aegon's daughter. And yeah, it's not that satisfying at all. And they're gonna change some stuff about the story. I really like them to change the ending so that Rhaenyra ends up on the throne, at least for a while. And I don't know, something like that happens. And I know the hardcore book fans are gonna be mad about it, but I mean, come on. If for even the hardcore book fans, are you really happy with Rhaenyra getting killed in the end of the series after all the build up? I mean, it would be somewhat similar to the Daenerys thing. I mean, she was supposed to get the Iron Throne, and she came so close to the end, She actually got it, but right before she got to sit on it, she died. And that made everyone really mad. I feel like for the people who don't know of the books, they're gonna feel the same way. And I really like them to change the ending. Now, changing the ending would probably end up changing the entire timeline, all of it. And especially so concerned that there is a bit of a spoiler in Game of Thrones where Prince Joffrey actually tells, I think it was Marjorie, about Aegon killing Rhaenyra. So I guess there will be a continuity problem there. But considering how everything ended with that show, I don't really care. I'd rather this thing be its own thing and forget about the continuity and give us a good ending. Now, ideally, it would be Daemon and Rhaenyra together at the end, but yeah, someone has to take out Aemond, and Daemon going down, taking out Aemond with Vhagar and Caraxes fighting. That is an epic fight that we do need to see. So yeah, I hope that there are changes made and something like this happens. And what are small changes would I like to see is the whole Hugh Hammer thing. Him deciding to go after the throne after he gets Vermithor. Him wanting to be king. Now, so far we don't get to see any of that in the series. He seems like a decent, good guy that would be loyal, but we have to wait and see what happens. I don't know. Maybe something happens that makes him that way. But yeah, I would like to see that change. And mainly because, I mean, he died, him and Vermithor and end up dying while fighting Sea Smoke and Moon Dancer, I think. It's all complicated. So, considering they changed such a core part of the story, I'd like to see some more changes. And, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. I mean, if Daemon's daughter does end up becoming the writer for Sheepstealer, then yeah, the story is changed. So we'll wait and see what happens when the next season comes out. When is the next season coming out? What, next year or something? Man, that's a long time to wait, and by then I don't know if I will remember what's been happening in the previous season. So yeah.